The American dream used to be simple. Work hard, save money, buy land, build a house, raise a family. Your grandfather probably did it on a factory salary. Your great-grandfather did it with a mule and a handshake. But in 2024, the median home price in America just crossed for $120,000. In cities like Austin, Denver, or Boise, places that were affordable 5 years ago, you're looking at $500,000 for a starter home. The dream isn't dead. It just moved to a gated community you can't afford. But here's what nobody's telling you. While you're doom scrolling Zillow and crying into your avocado toast, there are towns, actual towns in the heart of America, that are so desperate for warm bodies, they will literally give you land. Free dot is in $0. They'll hand you a deed, point to a plot, and say, "Please, for the love of God, just stay." Sounds too good to be true, right? That's because it usually is. These aren't beachfront properties in Malibu. These are windswept lots in places you've never heard of, governed by fine print that would make a lawyer sweat. Some demand you build a $150,000 house in 12 months. Others want a business plan. A few just want you to promise not to ghost them. Today, we're counting down 10 of these towns from the hardest requirements to the best opportunities. This is modern homesteading. This is sweat equity. This is the question every one of you needs to answer. Is free land a trap or the deal of the century? Let's find out. Number 10. Flagler, Colorado. We start with the toughest nut to crack, Flagler. Colorado population 562, sits on the eastern plains, about 2 hours from Denver, where the Rockies are just a memory on the horizon, and the wind never, ever stops. Flagler offers free residential and commercial lots through their economic development program. We're talking parcels up to 12,000 square feet with utilities available at the street. The lots sit in a planned development area, and yes, they're genuinely free. The town wants you there, desperately. Here's where the dream gets a reality check. Flagler requires a $1,500 refundable deposit, but that deposit only comes back if you meet their demands. You must begin construction within 12 months of receiving the lot. The home must meet minimum size requirements, typically 1,000 square feet or more. And if you're going for a commercial lot, you need a viable business plan, proof of financing, and a commitment to actually operate that business. This isn't "here's some dirt, good luck." This is a transaction. Flagler is investing in you, and they expect a return. Let's be brutally honest. A free lot sounds amazing until you price out construction. In rural Colorado, you're looking at $150 to $100 per square foot for new construction. A modest 1,100 square foot home, that's $180,000 to $140,000, and that's before permits, landscaping, or that septic system nobody warned you about. Meanwhile, existing homes in Flagler sell for $150, $0 to $100,000, sometimes cheaper than building new, so the free land might actually cost you more if you don't run the numbers. The math only works if you're bringing sweat equity, doing some of the work yourself, sourcing materials creatively, or building a smaller footprint than you originally imagined. Flagler is not for the faint of heart. The nearest Walmart is 45 minutes away in Burlington, the nearest hospital within our same distance. What you won't have: traffic, noise pollution, or a $3,000 monthly rent payment. The lots here face the open plains, sunsets that stretch forever, stars you haven't seen since childhood, but also wind that'll knock your trash cans into the next county, winters that don't care about your feelings, and summers hot enough to make you question your life choices. The nearest major airport is Denver International, a solid 2-hour drive when the roads are clear, 3 when they're not. Flagler isn't a handout, it's a contract. They're not looking for dreamers who'll grab a lot and disappear. They're looking for builders, people with capital, a plan, and the grit to see it through. If you've got remote income, construction skills, or a business idea that works in small-town America, this could be the foundation of something real. If you're hoping to figure it out later, save yourself the $1,500 deposit. Could you survive the High Plains hustle, building a home from scratch with a 12-month clock ticking, and the nearest Home Depot an hour away? Number 9. Marne, Iowa has a population of 112. That's not a typo. 112 people, and they're all hoping you'll be 113. Marne offers free residential lots through their Build Marne initiative. These are genuine, no-cost parcels in a small residential development. Utilities, water, sewer, electric car available at or near the lot lines. You pick your plot, sign the agreement, and the land is yours. No deposit, no business plan, just a handshake and a prayer. You must build a single-family home within 24 months. No tiny homes, no RVs parked permanently, no I'll get to it eventually. The town requires a minimum home size typically around 1,000 square feet and construction must meet Iowa building codes. The real catch, there's almost no local infrastructure to support you, no hardware store, no contractor down the street. You'll be coordinating builds from Atlantic or Harlan, both 15 to 20 miles away. Everything takes longer. Everything costs a delivery fee. Construction cost in rural Iowa run about $130 to $170 per square foot. A 1,100 square foot home, expect $145,000 to $185,000 all in. Existing homes in Marne, when they exist, sell for $80,000 to $120,000. But here's the thing, there are almost no existing homes for sale. The housing stock is ancient, limited, and often not move-in ready. So, you're not really comparing build v stop buy. You're comparing build versus don't live here at all. That changes the math entirely. Marne is the definition of blink and you'll miss it. The town has a church, a community center, and that's about it. The nearest grocery store is in Harlan, 20 minutes northeast. The nearest hospital, same. But here's what you do get. Property taxes so low they're almost insulting. A cost of living 30% below the national average. Neighbors who will absolutely know your business but who will also bring you a casserole when you raise sick and help pull your truck out of a ditch at 2 a.m. Crime virtually non-existent. The biggest controversy in Marne's recent history was a dispute over parking. During the annual town picnic, this is a farming community. Corn and soybeans as far as the eye can see. If you need nightlife, culture, or a yoga studio, this isn't your place. If you want silence, space, and the kind of stars that make city people cry welcome home, Marne is for a very specific person, the remote worker who doesn't need anything nearby, the retiree who wants to stretch a pension until it screams, or the young family willing to trade convenience. For land and legacy, this is a town fighting extinction. They're not offering free land because they're generous. They're offering it because the alternative is watching Marne disappear entirely. Could you be the reason a 150-year-old town survives another generation? Or would the silence drive you mad by week 3? Number 8. Elwood, Nebraska. Elwood, Nebraska, population 650, has something most freeland towns don't: waterfront access. Sitting just minutes from Johnson Lake, this is the rare Great Plains town with actual recreational appeal. Elwood offers free residential lots to qualified applicants through their housing incentive program. Lots are located in developing residential areas with utilities available at the street. Some parcels even offer views of the surrounding farmland or, if you're lucky, glimpses of the Lake District. The town also offers cash incentives for new construction, up to $5. $0 for families who build and occupy a new home. That's not a typo. They'll pay you to move there. This is where the lakeside dream meets Nebraska reality. Construction must begin within 12 months of receiving the lot. The home must be completed within 18 months of groundbreaking. We're talking strict timelines, miss them. And the land reverts to the city. Additionally, minimum home requirements apply, typically 1,000 plus square feet, stick-built or modular no manufactured homes, and fully compliant with local building codes. If you're envisioning a leisurely 2-year project, where you build when you feel like it, Elwood isn't your town. Nebraska construction costs hover around $140 to $180 per square foot. Depending on finishes and labor availability, subtract that $5,000 incentive. You're still looking at $163,000 to build. Existing homes in Elwood sell for $100,000 to $180,000, sometimes less than new construction. But inventory is tight. When a lake-adjacent property hits the market, it moves fast. Here's the real math. If you can build efficiently using modular construction, sweat equity, or pre-negotiated contractor rates, the free land plus cash incentive can undercut existing home prices. But it requires planning, not wishful thinking. Johnson Lake is the star attraction: fishing, boating, kayaking, Jet skis. This is a genuine recreational area. Summers bring tourists from Omaha, Lincoln, and beyond. The lake supports bass, walleye, and catfish populations that make anglers weep with joy. Elwood itself offers the basics: a grocery store, a few restaurants, a solid school district. The nearest hospital is in Lexington, about 25 minutes away. Omaha, the nearest major city, is a 3-hour drive. For retirees with a pension and a fishing obsession, this is genuinely compelling. You're not in the middle of nowhere. You're in the middle of somewhere specific, a lake community with actual amenities. Winters? Cold, very cold. Nebraska winters don't play. And lakeside wind chill adds insult to injury. Elwood is the rare freeland town with a lifestyle. Hook. It's not just survive the plains. It's retire near a lake you can actually use. But those construction timelines are real. If you can't break ground within a year, don't bother applying. Could you build a retirement dream on free lakeside land if it meant racing a construction clock? Through Nebraska winter. Number 7. New Richland, Minnesota. New Richland, Minnesota, population 1,100, looks like the perfect freeland opportunity on paper. And then you read the fine print. New Richland offers free residential lots in their housing development areas. Genuine. Deeded land, utilities available, nice buildable parcels in a functioning small town with schools, churches, and community events. The official marketing makes it sound like a no-brainer. Free lots for families willing to build. What could go wrong? Let me introduce you to the most dangerous phrase in municipal real estate: special assessments. When you accept a free lot in New Richland, you also accept responsibility for the infrastructure that serves it. Street improvements, sewer hookups, water main connections, storm drainage. These costs aren't covered by the free lot, they're assessed to the property owner. We're talking $20,000 to $30,000 in special assessments, depending on the lot location and utility distance. That free land, it comes with a 5-figure invoice that shows up after you've already committed. To be clear, New Richland isn't hiding this, it's disclosed in the application process. But many applicants don't fully grasp what they're signing up for until the assessment bills arrive. Let's run the real numbers. Free lot, $0 special assessments, $25,000 average construction costs, $150 square FTX 1,100 square feet, $180,000 total cost, $205,000. Meanwhile, existing homes in New Richland sell for $150,000 to $100,000 move-in ready. No construction headaches, no surprise invoices. The free land deal only makes sense if you're building a larger home for many families. Buying an existing home is simply cheaper. New Richland is legitimately nice. Located about 90 miles south of Minneapolis, it offers small-town charm with reasonable access to urban amenities, good schools, low crime, a genuine sense of community. The town has a grocery store, restaurants, and basic services. The nearest hospital is in Waseca or Albertley, both under 20 miles away. Minneapolis is a 90-minute drive, far enough to feel rural, close enough for IKEA runs. Winters are brutal. This is Minnesota. Expect snow from November through March. Wind chills that hurt, and a culture built around surviving the cold together. But unlike the isolated plains of Nebraska or Iowa, New Richland offers connectivity. You're not off the grid. You're in a region with economic activity, healthcare access, and actual infrastructure. New Richland is a cautionary tale disguised as an opportunity. The land is free. The lifestyle is solid, but the hidden costs are real. If you understand the assessments upfront and budget for them, this can still work. But don't let free blind you to the $25,000 invoice waiting in the fine print. Would you pay $25,000 in surprise fees for a free lot, or just buy an existing home and skip the headache? Number 6. Buffalo, New York. This is the only urban entry on our list, and it plays by completely different rules. Buffalo, New York doesn't offer empty lots and cornfields. They offer something potentially more valuable: existing houses for $1. The Buffalo Urban Homestead program sells city-owned vacant houses for $1. $1. You read that correctly. These are actual structures, brick homes, historic properties, multifamily buildings transferred to new owners for the cost of a candy bar. The city has thousands of vacant and abandoned properties. Rather than let them decay into tear-down candidates, they're selling them to people willing to rehabilitate them. Here's the fine print that separates dreamers from doers. You must occupy the property as your primary residence for at least 3 years. No flipping. No urban schemes. You live there. You must complete substantial rehabilitation within 18 months. We're not talking fresh paint and new curtains. These properties often need roofs, plumbing, electrical, foundation work, the full gut rehab treatment. You must provide proof of financing before closing. The city wants to know you can actually complete the renovation. And here's the part nobody talks about: location. These $1 homes aren't in Buffalo's trendy Elmwood Village or waterfront districts. They're in neighborhoods with high crime rates, low property values, and challenging socioeconomic conditions. You're not just buying a house, you're buying into a block, a community, a situation. Let's get honest, $1 house sounds incredible, but renovation costs for these properties typically run $75, $0 to $150,000 depending on condition and scope. Some required $100,000 in work. Add property taxes, Buffalo's are significant. Insurance, high crime neighborhoods mean higher premiums and carrying costs. And your $1 home becomes a $100,000 plus investment. Meanwhile, move-in-ready homes in comparable Buffalo neighborhoods sell for $80,000 to $130,000. The math works if you're handy, patient, and committed to the long game. It does not work if you're expecting a shortcut to wealth. This is Buffalo, a genuine city with genuine city problems. Urban homesteaders here report drastically different experiences depending on their block. Some neighborhoods are in active revitalization. New businesses, young families, improving safety. Others remain deeply challenged. The upside: you're in a city with healthcare, employment, education, culture, and infrastructure. Restaurants, concerts, professional sports, airports. You're not isolated. The downside: crime rates in target neighborhoods run to 3x the national average. Property values may not appreciate for decades if ever, and your neighbor's situations directly impact your own. Buffalo's urban homestead program is high risk, high reward. For the right person, someone with renovation skills, capital, patience, and genuine commitment to community building, it can create real equity. For bargain hunters expecting easy money, it's a trap that'll drain your savings and break your spirit. Would you gamble $100,000 in renovation cost on a $1 house in a high-crime neighborhood, betting that gentrification will eventually arrive? Number 5. Mankato, Kansas. Mankato, Kansas, population 850, is the most organized free land program we've researched. This isn't a desperate town throwing lots at anyone with a pulse. This is a strategic initiative run by people who actually know what they're doing. Mankato offers free residential lots through their Lots of Opportunity program. The lots are located in a developed residential area with paved streets, city water, sewer access, and electrical hookups available. The town provides clear documentation, defined processes, and actual support for new residents. They have a housing coordinator. They host informational sessions. They've thought this through. You must construct a new, single-family home within 24 months. Minimum square footage requirements apply, typically around 1,000 square feet. No manufactured homes, no tiny houses, traditional stick-built or modular construction only. The twist: Mankato has income guidelines. You need to demonstrate financial capacity to complete construction, typically through bank pre-approval or proof of funds. This isn't about excluding anyone. It's about ensuring people can actually finish what they start. The program has limited lots available, unlike some towns where land sits vacant indefinitely. Mankato's lots move. If you're interested, apply early. Kansas construction costs run $120 to $160 per square foot, among the lowest in the nation. A 1,100 square foot home costs $144,000 to $192,000. Compare that to existing homes in Mankato, which sell for $80,000 to $150,000. If you're building a larger home, 1,400 plus square ft. The free land pushes your total cost below what comparable new construction would cost elsewhere. The math works, especially for families wanting more space. Property taxes, minimal. Cost of living, 30% below national average. Your dollar stretches here. Mankato is the county seat of Jewell County, which means it has services other towns don't. A hospital, Jewell County Hospital, courthouse, county offices, and regional employment opportunities. The town has a grocery store, restaurants, hardware store, and functional local economy. It's not thriving, it's surviving, but with real infrastructure. The nearest major city, Salina, Kansas, about 75 miles south. The nearest major airport, Kansas City, 180 miles. Denver, 340 miles. You're remote, very remote, but you're not isolated. There's a difference. Summers are hot, winters are windy, spring brings tornadoes. Welcome to Kansas. Mankato is the gold standard for freelance programs, professional execution, clear requirements, genuine support, real infrastructure. The trade-off is location. You're in the literal center of America. Ours from any major airport or city. If you need urban access for work, family, or sanity, this isn't your town. But if you've got remote income and want to build generational wealth on free land, Mankato is legitimately one of the best opportunities in America. Could you embrace the middle of nowhere? For ours from the nearest airport if it meant owning your home free and clear. Number 4. Claremont, Minnesota. Claremont, Minnesota, population 500, has a free land program with a twist. They actually want you to qualify, instead of arbitrary requirements designed to filter people out. Claremont uses income limits to target families and individuals who genuinely need the opportunity. Claremont offers free residential lots to qualifying applicants. These are buildable parcels in a planned development, with utilities available and clear title transferred upon agreement. The town specifically targets families with children, young professionals, and moderate-income households. They're building a community, not just filling vacant lots. Income limits apply. To qualify, household income must typically fall below county median income thresholds, often around $60,000 to $75,000 for a family of 4. This excludes high earners, but opens doors for teachers, healthcare workers, tradespeople, and younger families just starting out. Construction timelines are standard. Build within 24 months. Minimum home sizes apply. No manufactured housing. The loophole for retirees. Social Security income often falls well below the income thresholds. A retired couple with combined Social Security of $40,000, $50,000 might qualify easily despite having significant assets or savings. The program isn't means-tested for wealth-only income. That's a big distinction. Minnesota construction costs run $160 to $100 per square foot higher than Kansas or Nebraska. Existing homes in Claremont sell for $140,000 to $100,000. The math is tighter here. Building new doesn't always save money, especially with Minnesota's higher construction costs. The free land helps, but doesn't transform the economics entirely. Where the value appears, building exactly what you want, where you want it, without competing in a thin resale market. Claremont sits about 70 miles south of Minneapolis, close enough for occasional city trips, far enough to feel genuinely rural. The town is tiny. There's no grocery store, no hospital, no major employers. Daily needs require driving to Owatonna 15 miles or Rochester 30 miles. Rochester, notably, is home to the Mayo Clinic. World-class healthcare within commuting distance. Schools are served by regional districts. Community is tight-knit. Crime is essentially non-existent. Winters are Minnesota cold. Plan. Accordingly, Claremont's income limits create an unusual opportunity. If you raise a younger family priced out of urban housing markets or a retiree with low taxable income, but solid savings, this program is designed specifically for you. It's not the cheapest to build, and it's not the most remote. It's the most targeted, a program that actually wants to help people who need the help. Does your income qualify you for free land even if your 401k says otherwise? Number 3. Curtis, Nebraska. Curtis, Nebraska, population 800, offers something unique in the free land landscape. Lots overlooking a golf course. For the 55-plus crowd, this is as close to retirement community as free land gets. Curtis offers free residential lots through their housing development program, with select parcels located adjacent to the Curtis golf course. We're talking actual fairway views, the kind of lots that would cost $50,000 plus in a traditional development. Utilities are available. Streets are paved. The lots are genuinely nice. Standard requirements apply. Build within 24 months. Minimum home size is typically 1,000 square feet. Stick-built or modular construction only. But here's the unspoken catch: age expectations. Curtis isn't officially an age-restricted community. Anyone can apply. But the town's culture, amenities, and pace strongly favor retirees. The local economy revolves around Nebraska College of Technical Agriculture and CTA, the golf course, and senior services. If you're a young family hoping for vibrant schools and youth activities, Curtis might disappoint. If you're 58 and want to play golf every morning on land you own outright, this is your spot. Nebraska construction runs $140 to $180 per square foot. A 1,100 square foot retirement home costs $168,000 to $116,000. But here's where Curtis shines: no mortgage on the land. If you're a retiree with $200,000 in savings or home equity from selling a previous property, you can build a paid-off home with golf course views. No monthly payments. No landlord. Just property taxes minimal and utilities. Existing homes in Curtis sell for $100,000 to $175,000 cheaper than building, but no fairway views. Curtis has what retirees need: a hospital, Medicine Valley Hospital within 30 minutes, grocery store, restaurants, and a surprisingly active community calendar. The golf course is the social hub. Morning rounds, evening leagues, weekend tournaments. If you golf, you'll have friends. The NCTA campus brings young energy agricultural students, community events, campus facilities. It's not a ghost town. Major cities. North Platte is 50 miles. Denver is 160 miles. This is remote, but peaceful remote, not desperate remote. Winters are cold, but manageable. Summers are gorgeous. The golf season runs April through October. Curtis is the best free land opportunity for retirees. Period. Golf course lots. Solid healthcare access. Active community. Low crime. Minimal cost of living. If you're over 55, have savings to build, and want to spend retirement playing golf on land you own free and clear, this is it. This is the one. Would you trade your overpriced suburban life for free fairway views and $800 annual property taxes? Number 2. Manila, IOWA. Manila, Iowa, population 700, isn't just offering free land. They're actively recruiting new residents with an aggressive, organized initiative called Project Sunrise. This isn't passive marketing. This is a town on a mission. Manila offers free residential lots with no deposit, no application fee, and minimal red tape. You pick a lot, sign the agreement, and start building. The town covers the lot cost entirely. You pay only for utility connections, typically $3,000 to $5,000 for water, sewer, and electrical hookups. That's it. There's even a community club that helps new residents integrate hosting events, making introductions, and generally ensuring you don't feel like an outsider. Build within 24 months. Minimum 1,000 square feet. Standard stuff. The real catch is location. Manila is small even by small town standards. The nearest city of any size is Denison, 15 miles. With grocery stores and basic services, Omaha is 70 miles east. If you need urban access regularly, the commute adds up. But if you're remote work capable or retired, the isolation becomes freedom. Here's where Manila shines. Free lot, $0 utility hookups, for $1,000 construction, $130, square FTX 1,100 square feet, $156,000 total. $160,000. Existing homes in Manila sell for $80,000 to $130,000, but inventory is extremely limited. When homes come up, they move fast. For a new construction home with no land cost, $160,000 is genuinely affordable. And unlike some programs, there are no hidden assessments, no surprise fees, no gotchas. The math actually works here. Manila is agricultural heartland. Corn, soybeans, cattle. The economy runs on farming, and the culture reflects it. The town is a grocery store, a school, IKEA Manning District, churches, and a community pool. There's a bar. There's a bank. There's a volunteer fire department. Healthcare requires travel. Manning 10 miles, or Denison 15 miles for basic care. Omaha for anything serious. Crime essentially zero. Property taxes? Among the lowest in America. Community? Genuine people here want newcomers to succeed. Winters are cold. Summers are humid. Spring storms bring tornado warnings. Classic Iowa. Manila is the most straightforward free land deal in America. No deposits. No assessments. No complicated income requirements. Just free land and a community that genuinely wants you there. If you've got remote income and want to build wealth through land ownership without fighting bureaucracy, Manila should be at the top of your list. The Project Sunrise initiative isn't a gimmick. It's a lifeline for a town that understands its survival depends on attracting new blood. Could you join a community that's actively trying to save itself and maybe save yourself in the process? Number 1. Lincoln, Kansas. Lincoln, Kansas population 1,100 is our number 1 pick. Not because it's easiest, not because it's cheapest. Because it offers something increasingly rare in America: space, beauty, and opportunity all at once. Lincoln offers free residential lots through the Lincoln County Economic Development Foundation. We're not talking postage stamp parcels. These are large lots, some over 14,000 square feet in a community with actual infrastructure. The lots sit on rolling Kansas hills with views that stretch to the horizon. Some overlook pastureland where buffalo, yes, actual buffaloes still roam on nearby ranches. This is modern homesteading with a romantic streak. You must build a single-family home within 24 months. Minimum 1,100 square feet, larger than many other programs require. No manufactured homes. No tiny houses. This is a commitment. Additionally, Lincoln wants to see your financing line up before approving the lot. They're not looking for dreamers, they're looking for builders. The program has limited lots. When they're gone, they're gone. Unlike towns with endless vacant land, Lincoln's free lots are desirable and treated accordingly. Kansas construction costs $120 to $160 per square foot. A 1,400 square foot home costs $168,000 to $124,000. Existing homes in Lincoln sell for $80,000 to $180. Zero, but few match the lot sizes or locations available through the free program. Here's the long-term math that matters: a free lot worth $15. $0 to $25,000 in a traditional sale, combined with a home you build for $180,000, creates an asset worth $200,000 plus immediately. In 10 years, with modest appreciation, you're looking at $250. $0 or more, all from a $180,000 investment and sweat equity. This is generational wealth. This is leaving your children something real. Lincoln is the county seat, meaning hospital, Lincoln County Hospital, courthouse, schools, and employers that smaller towns lack. The town has grocery stores, restaurants, hardware stores, and an active main street. It hosts community events, rodeos, and agricultural fairs. There's actual culture here, not just survival. The surrounding landscape is stunning: limestone hills, tall grass prairies, post rock country named for the limestone fence posts that define the region. Buffalo graze on nearby ranches. Sunsets paint the sky in colors that don't seem real. The nearest major cities: Salina 45 minutes, Wichita 2 hours, Kansas City 3 hours. You're remote, but connected. Lincoln, Kansas is the best free land opportunity in America for people willing to embrace the pioneer spirit. It's not easy. You're committing to build a real home in a real timeline. You're choosing a life away from urban convenience. You're betting on yourself. But in return, you get something almost extinct in 2024. Land you own outright, a home you built yourself, and a community that will remember your name. This is building a legacy. This is what the American dream was supposed to be before Wall Street investors and hedge fund landlords stole it from working people. In Lincoln, Kansas, you can steal it back. Do you have the pioneering spirit to build a legacy on free land with buffalo on the horizon and nothing but sky above? So there you have it. 10 towns, 10 opportunities, 10 catches. Here's the brutal truth nobody wants to admit: free land isn't free. Every one of these programs comes with requirements, timelines, construction costs, lifestyle trade-offs. The math only works if you run the numbers honestly. But here's the other truth: if you have remote income, a pension, savings, or skills to build, these programs represent genuine opportunity. The kind that doesn't exist in cities anymore. The American dream didn't die. It just moved to places most people refuse to go. If you're willing to embrace the silence of the Great Plains, the cold of Nebraska winters, or the isolation of rural Kansas, there is land waiting for you. Actual dirt, actual deeds, actual ownership in a country where ownership is increasingly reserved for the wealthy. Is it a trap for some people, those who need local jobs, urban amenities, or can't handle the build timelines? Yes, absolutely. Is it the deal of the century? for remote workers, retirees, and pioneers willing to build something real. Yes. Without question, the land is there. The opportunity is real. The question is, are you? Leave a comment. Tell me which town caught your attention. And if you're crazy enough to actually do this, document it. Because the world needs to see what modern homesteading really looks like. See you in the next one.